because I am always so parched.
Dude, bringing the water is the strap.
I know it is. I don't have a cup that I'm okay with yet. I have lots of those, but I don't like them. I don't like bringing them everywhere. They don't do what I want them to.
That's the thing. It took me a while to find a cup that I just really enjoyed. And I even still have some qualms with this cup. It's not so.
My goodness.
It closes, and you would think it seals.
It doesn't. It leaks.
It does not. Yeah. It leaks. And so I would love to be able to throw this in a backpack. I can't do that. But what I do love, it's 40 ounce.
Yeah.
And it keeps things cold.
Yeah. I know you probably don't want to run out and buy another one, but I've watched people do all the tests on them and compare them. And they say the best one with the handle, with the screw-on lid, with the built-in straw, that keeps ice the longest for the best price is the Simply Modern brand, which is on Amazon.
Okay.
And they're $30 for a 40 ounce.
Yeah. I'll keep that
They
in
have
mind.
tons of flavors, tons of colors.
Dude, let's go flavors. I would not be mad at buying another one. I just bought this because I wanted something for camp.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was a very quick. I was in Walmart just getting stuff for camp already, and I saw it and I was like, I do need a water bottle.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, one of the worst decisions I made at camp was the water bottle that I brought. It made me dehydrated so bad because I couldn't fit ice in it, and I could not force myself to drink the wretched water. So I was constantly drinking out of Anna's, and then she didn't drink enough. So there was about a week after I got back where I was severely dehydrated, and I was dizzy all the time. I had to drink a liquid IV, and I was just chugging as much as I could.
No, I've always been one to drink plenty of water, and I can immediately tell when I've not had enough water. Yeah. I've got the hiccups right now. I apologize.
It's okay.
Thank you, Ware. Dude, can I tell you something a little vile? Gross.
Okay.
I had a cup for camp the year before, 2022. And it was just a simple cup. It was another thing. I found it at Walmart. And it was one of the ones that has it actually sealed, is watertight.
Was it the red one?
That red one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I had left in it. I thought I had left it empty.
Chocolate milk.
But this is so bad. It was sealed. It was just on my desk. And I opened it because I'm like, I was like, man, I haven't used this in a while. Let me see.
Mistake.
I think it was mold that was in there, man.
I'm sure it was.
And I was like, oh, that's bad.
Ugh.
That's bad. I don't know what to do. Because I'm not keeping it, right? But I was like, maybe I can wash it out or something. I turned the water on, hot, put some soap in it. And I got out, what was there for the most part. But even still, I was like, I just can't look at this. I had to throw
There's
it
a
away.
mental aspect to those things that's difficult to overcome.
It doesn't matter how clean it was. But the fact that there was mold in there, I was never going to use it again. But whatever was in there, I probably let it sit for almost a year. It was probably just a dribble or two of sweet tea, something like that. And that's all it took.
Chemical warfare was happening inside your cup.
It genuinely.
Dude, I tell you what, that liquid in there turned the frogs gay.
We're keeping that in.
We're keeping that in. Welcome to the Back of the Gap podcast. Episode 10. Dude, we finally made it.
I know.
It's
huge.
The squad is back after 10 episodes.
I didn't think we'd make it this far.
The last gap between episodes with us three, it's 2 years. So I'm impressed with our work, gents.
We've done better.
We have done better.
Yes, Wait, are we allowed to talk about our analytics?
We can talk about analytics, yeah.
You know what, I'll save it for a rainy day.
You're ridiculous. Yeah, Ware's been busy on business trips and, chasing women. And
Whoa.
Speaking of women, our analytics.
Dude, it's actually crazy.
Watch out, ladies. Couple of stuff.
70% of our listeners are women at the moment.
On which platform was that again?
That was on our podcast platforms. So not YouTube, but everywhere else.
Okay.
So that was long-form content.
Yeah. Okay. That's your Spotify, your Apple Podcast, your Amazon Music.
Which is kind of wild to me.
I was surprised by it too.
Yeah, I don't think I know. I could not sit down and watch three girls talk. I'm just saying I couldn't.
No offense to women.
No offense to women. This is flashback to episode
sounds
0
offensive
of
to
we
women.
love everybody. We don't hate anybody.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, it also would feel kind of like cheating on my girlfriend.
That is a point I had not considered. I think I'll still
I'm a
disagree
taken
with
man.
it. I'll disagree with your point, but that's really funny.
I couldn't do it. There's no way.
I believe you.
I don't have to defend that anymore.
Oh my goodness. What were we talking about?
So if this is our 10th episode.
This is our 10th episode.
This is our very special episode. I don't know why I'm tapping the desk for. I'm going crazy.
Probably messing up the mic.
No, that's fine. If it messes up, it's
our
fine.
stuff anyways. No matter.
We just gotta prove it.
If I'm coughing, I'm sorry if I'm coughing into the mic. I'm not sick, but for
Yes,
some
you
reason
are.
I'm not sick.
You've been spreading your germs to me.
Welcome to the Back in the Gap podcast.
Oh my gosh,
where we're actually going to talk about life back in the Gap today. And what's the rest of it?
Very special episode 10.
Episode 10.
So our treat for everyone is to share like just stories, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about just some fun stories from our past. We've kind of incorporated them here and there, but this is going to be just getting to know us more.
Yeah,
basically
for funsies.
for funsies. Yeah,
Luke loves that word. Say it, Luke. Funsies.
Ooh,
I like that.
You
All
got a
right,
story,
you ready?
Luke? I'm ready.
Okay. Ooh, when did we go? Okay, 7th grade. Whenever we were in 7th grade.
Okay.
I'm still a young tyke.
Yeah, you would not have been there.
I was 4th grade.
Okay. 7th grade, right?
Well, I don't know what your story is, so I can't help you yet.
Okay. So we had teams, and it was not just your church. It was all different churches. And then, like, you wound up in a group together. And then you had a leader that would lead you for the group game. And the group game was basically the Amazing Race. You had to go and do a bunch of different stuff. Well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay. And anyways, my team dominated. Okay. We actually worked really well together. Had a few people from our church in it, and we were doing really well. And we knew we got to this one game, and it was in the evening time. I was like, dude, okay, we got to crush it here. And you know how there's always one kid that's the freaking weak link.
Yes.
They're just like, if you would get it together, we would be champions.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't you.
I know.
So this kid's name was Scotty.
Oh. I know where this is going already.
And Scotty was one of those overgrown 9th graders, okay? Oh, hairy-legged thing with his cargo shorts.
Overgrown.
No, he was just big and tall and just, couldn't hardly function as a human being. And homeschooled-looking head. He was rolling around in those dad sandal 9000s. You know, the ones where your toes just go out and there's two big straps going across the middle and they're made out of leather with rubber sole. One of those. So anyways, we have Scotty on our team and he's just dragging us down most of the time. And it's brutal. So with the Amazing Race, you kind of have to run and go and be active and do. Well, we get to this one game, and it is your team can either chug some 2-liter Cokes, which your team did.
Yeah, we did that.
You did make Scotty do this?
Okay.
He was capable.
I know. The alternative was a 3-point game that basically, I want to say all of the members had to do, or it was just a few, but for whatever case, Scotty had to shoot the threes, okay? And Scotty is like the most uncoordinated person you've ever met in your life. Like, I mean, it was horrible. Like, I had to teach him how to walk. And so we're running around doing this, and we get to this, and I'm like, this is abysmal. I knew we don't have two people. It was two people that had to chug Cokes, right?
Yeah, it was only two.
Okay. I knew we didn't have two people that could do it. There's no way. And so I'm like, Scotty, you've got to be the champion right now. And my man drained those threes. And I was like, oh my gosh, Scotty, you know. So anyways, we got that. That game was so crucial for our placement. So then final rankings come out, end of the week. We're first place. Let's go, Scotty. Well, if you remember, the top 3 places had a customized piece of tile that was painted on that people had made. The first place one looked better than second and third, right? And we're left with the dilemma, who goes home with a tile? Well, our church had the most members in the group, so amongst our church, we had basically decided, we're about to take this home. Like, I don't really care. We can just outvote everybody.
Yep.
Well, it gets like handed to us, and the oldest guy that was in our church that was there in our group was like, well, guys, who's going to take it home? And Scotty was like, I'll take it home. And that was it. Like, it was no discussion, no nothing. And my man's waltzed out of there with the trophy, and I was like, Scotty, you let me down for the last time.
Man, he literally just said, man, forget y'all won't
He
take this
really
home.
did. I was so upset because I was, I was in 7th grade.
He would not have gotten the tile. He was the last leg.
But he was also the one that was dragging us down the whole time. I mean, he was like an infant grasshopper that had to teach how to walk.
I love that analogy.
That's a good analogy.
You're welcome.
And for anyone listening to, we're not the most coordinated guys either.
I mean,
clearly,
we're freaking
clearly.
Anybody sitting here doing a podcast is uncoordinated.
Dude, shout out to all the podcast hosts. It's okay.
Yep. But compared to us, it's like you literally had zero hope that this guy could make that 3-point shot.
Yeah, there was no way, and he had to make several. It was like you had to make all around the 3-point line. I mean, he was getting them, and I was like,
let's go.
This is crazy.
I don't know if you remember the first time. We didn't meet him. So it was our introduction to Scotty. I don't know if you. I think it was like either the first or second night, and we were taking showers.
He was in our room.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was like 4 guys with their church.
Yeah, because it was our church
slammed in ours.
Yeah, it was our church and just whatever church that they were from.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, you remember the story?
No.
Okay, so we were.
Well, neither do the listeners.
We were well. I didn't know if you would like to tell the story or not.
Oh no, I don't know it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so we're in there and it's like past midnight and we all took our showers. Well, they turn off the lights. We're all right, lights out. Turn off the lights, just pitch black in there. It was pretty respectful because usually on nights like that, there'll be some like goofing around or whatever. It was, me. It was very respectful and everyone was quiet. Well, Scotty was still in there taking a shower and he walks out. Well, and Scotty's a big guy.
I'm telling you, he was overgrown.
He was just wearing his underwear when he walked out of the shower. Well, the only light was illuminating from the bathroom.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know what it was, but it was, like, the light from that bathroom was, like, glistening off of his skin. And, like, he was glowing.
I do not remember this.
And I remember, like, in a row, it's, like,
it's clearly
Tyler.
It affected you.
No, it's
very
literally
to what we discussed earlier.
it's literally, like, Tyler, me, and Luke. Our friend Tyler, shout to him. Praise God if he's listening to this podcast.
The man hasn't listened to an episode.
We never know.
We know.
We'll send him a link to this one.
We'll send him a link to this one. And he was just glowing. Scotty was like glistening in the pale moonlight in this dorm. And
you can move on from that fact.
We were crying, just laughing. It's funny if you're just there to witness this.
You were crying at his beauty. It brought you to tears. Didn't it
was something.
Goodness gracious.
I don't remember that at all.
No, but I will say, dude, those late nights at like a camp or retreat, dude, no one's going to bed. I remember, dude, one of the funniest, like some of the hardest laughs we've ever had. We had a young adult retreat almost 2 years ago now.
That's wild that it was that long ago.
Isn't it? And so whenever we get there, it's just like this, it's just like bunk bed set up. And just in the middle of the room, there's a chair with a microwave on it. It's not plugged in. And just an assortment of fruit on top.
I forgot about this.
You forgot?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. There's these two like slowly rotting oranges. Our boy Travis just walked out of the room by crawling under the camera. And so I just had to acknowledge that. That was so funny.
It was stealthy too.
It was. I don't think that the camera saw it at all. But no, we find these awful oranges. We're up late at night. And we have hidden one of the oranges in Luke's fart sack, also known as a sleeping bag. He finally crawls in after getting all nice and clean.
Oh, I
was
was so ready to get in bed.
He's like, what is this? There's this. Travis is coming back. There's this orange and maybe a clementine. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
And
it was like a cutie.
How it set it up is like Luke is sitting in one bed. I want to say Ware is maybe next to him. Our boy Tyler, and then myself.
And look, for the record, like Tyler's little giggle that he does.
Great.
It's like a schoolgirl. He's just like cackling over there.
And you know, we had known this was in there. We were waiting for it. We'd almost forgotten a little bit. I just look and see this orange zoom across my face. He just chunked it across the room at such a velocity. We all saw it. It was so funny.
Oh.
And we just start dying. We could not control ourselves. We were telling like some of the dumbest, stupidest jokes. Yeah. But like for us at that point, like we had not had a retreat like that kind of experience in a while, you know? Because y'all had been a couple of years separated from student ministry. And obviously, you know, you can't really be stupid like that at a men's retreat. Those are professional. But
well, there's also everybody sawing logs. Dude, smells like an old man died in there. Dude, my bunk room smelled so bad last weekend. Gosh. Anyways,
the ability to snore with CPAP is
that is
kind of crazy, bro. But so we're at this young adult retreat. We're laughing, we're giggling, we're telling dumb jokes, and like it's late into the night, and we finally calmed down. We finally simmered. We're about to go to bed, and another guy who's there with us. We've been quiet maybe a whole minute. We just hear this.
Dude, that was wild.
We lost it all over again. That was the funniest laugh we had ever heard. It was
the classic old man laugh.
Yeah, that was killer.
Yeah, we were all quiet. It was over. That was one of the funniest moments.
And I don't think we ever knew what he was laughing at either.
No, I think he was just mocking us.
Yeah, he was making fun of us for just giggling
because he
like
was
idiots.
awake because we were.
Yeah, because we were keeping the whole room up, basically, just being stupid.
That is true. I remember like the next morning there were some people who really valued their sleep. And
my gosh,
and
they were mad. Old people.
They were mad that and by old we're talking like the 26-year-olds there.
Yeah. Cringe masters. Yeah.
And they woke up the next morning. They were like, yeah, they kept us up all night.
It's been so loud.
Okay. Why don't you just get young, bro?
But that orange being thrown.
On God.
It's just pitch black in there. And we see just like a blurs go by our heads.
I had to sidearm it because your beds are like stacked, you know? And so I just grabbed it.
I was impressed.
And yeah. And I mean, it went scooting across everybody.
It smacked against someone's bed.
Yeah.
And it got
in my head, I was hoping that it would just hit somebody's body and just explode. Like, these suckers finna get it.
But no, the best part was there was a second orange.
Oh, yes.
This is foul.
I think I don't know, it might have been Tyler. Puts it in Luke's bag before we leave. And we forget about it. It's been days.
My duffel bag with my clothes.
Yeah, nearly a week later, he texts us with a picture. And he is infuriated because he's just left this thing to ferment in his duffel bag.
Okay. What kind of psychopath gets home and immediately unpacks their bag?
Most people, bro.
No.
I got to do laundry.
No.
I need those clothes.
It's a minimum of a week before you're out of that bag because you're living out of that bag until you've used it all.
I must be living wrong. Cause like the first thing I do whenever I get home, I unpack everything.
It's not the first thing I do, but like I'm trying to do a load of laundry that night. You know.
Yeah.
No, okay. So my dirty clothes are separate from my clean clothes in my suitcase.
Yeah.
Oh, mine is not.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Hence why I wash it.
Joey, throughout the trip, how do you make sure you have clean clothes?
No, okay. So throughout the trip, that like I have like a dirty clothes pile next to the suitcase.
Oh no!
Yes.
You need a trash bag for dirty clothes.
I'll do a trash bag sometime, but then I'm shoving the trash bag back in the suitcase.
Oh no, we're living two different lives.
All right. Look.
There's a right way to do this and a wrong way, and I'm just saying.
When I get home, the dirty clothes go in the dirty clothes bin, but I'll hang back up the clean clothes.
Yeah, no.
You don't do
which maybe because I'm letting it all simmer in the suitcase together.
Yeah, exactly.
Once I get back, everything has to be washed.
No, you're
Nothing in that suitcase is usable again.
Ugh. Yeah.
All right.
Your clothes are rotting.
I got new threads, bro.
Because the rest of them rotted.
Dude, that's actually so real. I was hanging on to dear life on some of those clothes, man.
You gotta just throw them away and start over, Joey.
They're in a box. They have a lot of sentimental value to me.
Ooh, I like that.
They do. I don't plan on wearing them ever again, but like I lived in those shirts for years.
Okay. You do whatever you want. Just wear clean clothes.
Yeah, I've had these shoes for a while, but everything that I'm wearing right now is pretty new, relatively.
Is it to me now?
Is it to you now?
I think so.
You can share a story if
This
you
is
would like.
loose.
Oh,
we're playing
okay.
fast and loose with the rules, you know.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna share.
Dude, I can't wait to play poker again.
So, my reputation when it came to, like, I guess more specifically camp stories, I was always the guy where something bad would happen, and we're talking like something bad. I mean, it's not something where it could happen to anybody. You know.
Technique.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's weird, like specific odd things. That's like, man, that can only happen to that guy, and I was that guy.
Still are.
You are that guy.
I still am, but it's not as
He
bad.
is him.
Well, so it happened throughout like my entire youth experience, from sixth grade to junior year of high school. Senior year, God said, "You're spared," you know, and nothing bad happened to me in my senior year. And I appreciate that, God, you know.
Well, that
Praise God,
ship still hasn't sailed.
from whom all blessings flow.
What was that pop?
What hasn't sailed?
There still could be some bad things that come from that.
Oh,
that
sure,
we just
yeah.
don't know about.
That is true.
We're hoping and we're praying.
This was, I'm trying to think what year it was. Oh, I was in sophomore year. So we got done with sophomore year of high school, and I just upgraded
Upgrades, people.
upgrades people. I got a new phone. I got a new iPhone.
Oh man,
Out of all the camp stories, I think this is the most
this is bad.
this is the most noticeable camp story of me.
Okay, before we even get into it, whenever it happened, whenever you started doing what you were doing, I was like, this is not going to end well. So please fill us in on the details.
So I got a brand new iPhone. So I went from an iPhone 5 to an iPhone 8. And so the sizes are different for those who remember the iPhone 5 compared to iPhone 8. So I need a brand new phone case. Well, I upgraded like the night before, or maybe a few days before camp, but before we left. And so I had it's not like a fear, but I was like, well, I don't want to spend all this money for a new phone to drop at once for it to just shatter and break. So I was worried about that. So I was like, well, I need a case. I go to Dollar General. Are we allowed to say store names?
You can say Dollar General. That's all across the U.S.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Southern Hemisphere.
Wow.
Dollar General. I go in there and I'm buying stuff for camp and like snacks and stuff. And behind the cashier, I see a phone case. It was like a super cheap phone case for like $7 or $10, a full plastic. I'm not gonna lie with you. Those few days at camp, I grew attached to that phone case. It was this cool like black and blue phone case, and right there in the middle, it kind of meshed together. It was very cool, actually.
Sounds kind of rad.
I'm telling you, it had that what these young punks say, drip or whatever. It was pretty dripping.
Pretty drippy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to go home.
Well, anyways, how this phone case? Well, the noticeable thing about this phone case is, I'm trying to describe it for our non-video watchers. There was a hole. What?
It'd be listeners.
Yeah,
They're not watching if they don't have video.
Anything.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. It's fine.
It's a classic Ware blunder.
Well, we'll cut this out.
No, we're leaving it in.
Okay.
Keep content.
Well, anyways, there's a hole where the Apple logo was because they were very concerned about showing off the Apple logo. So we get to camp. Well, I do this stuff, or I do this thing where when I get bored, I'll try and occupy my time doing something. And so it's during free time, and we get done doing our free time thing, and so we're taking turns doing our showers and everything. Well, I just said, hey, I'll go last, and I told Luke and Tyler that they can take theirs. Well, I'm in bed, and while I'm waiting to take my shower, I'm putting my thumb through that hole to push out my phone, and whenever my phone would fall out, I'll put it back in, and so I'll just repeat that process over and over again. I did this for a couple minutes, and my thumb fully went through the hole this time. And my thumb literally got stuck inside my phone case. And I kept trying to pull it out. Well, I was so ashamed of it because I was like, well, this is like the fourth year in a row now that something dumb has happened to me. So I'm trying to like conceal it away from like Luke and Tyler in my bed. And so I go to them, the sink, and they're like, man, what you doing over there? And I was like, I got a freaking phone stuck in my thumb, you know. And I show them. And I'm trying to get like soap on them at the sink. I'm trying to get this off.
At this point, the thumb is all red and inflamed.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've made things worse.
I have. I did make things
You
worse.
would have asked for help to begin with.
No.
He was embarrassed. It's okay.
Look, doesn't God call us stiff-necked?
Sure. Here's the thing. If that was me today, I would fully admit that. But back then, I was a little bit ashamed.
You had a reputation to keep up.
I did. I really did.
You didn't want to be that guy.
I did. I
always
really,
had something bad happen.
I wasn't that guy.
You were.
I was that guy, but I didn't want to be that guy.
You're in denial.
And so, anyways, well, I wasn't thinking. Well, our youth pastor at that time would go out and just get snacks and like supplies for us. So I wasn't thinking. And I was like, okay, well, he went to, Walmart to go get stuff. Like maybe he bought like Vaseline or lotion or something for some weird reason. So I looked at Tyler and I'm like, Tyler, don't tell them why. But I need you to go to their room and tell them we need lotion and or Vaseline. And so Tyler says, okay.
Does not see any issues.
Does not see any. Well, I think Tyler knew, but I think he wanted to play along with it because he knew that I didn't know.
Yeah.
He goes, and so I found this out after the fact. He goes and knocks on our youth pastor's door, and our other chaperone was in there. Well, our youth pastor, he was in bed, and the other guy, he answered the door, and he goes, hey Tyler, what do you need? He goes, me, Luke, and Jonathan. We need you. Would y'all happen to have any Vaseline or lotion that we can borrow? And he looks at us, and he literally, I don't know if I can say this part. I mean, it's not bad, but he looks at Tyler and goes, I know you boys are in high school, but why do y'all need Vaseline or lotion in y'all's room?
Yeah.
There really should have been a little bit more forethought on your part there, Ware.
Yes. And so then Tyler said...
He was sticking his thumb through a hole in his phone case. Clearly, there wasn't many thoughts going through his head.
And so anyways, Tyler goes, no. He goes, Jonathan got his thumb stuck in a phone case. And our youth pastor who was in that bed said, say no more. Grabbed his camera he's been taking pictures with at camp.
Yes, sir.
And they said, we'll be right there. I hear a knock or a rapping and the tapping on our chamber door. And I was like, oh, joy the bee. It's Tyler
with the lotion.
With the lotion and Vaseline. And so I say, Luke, go get the door. Salvation's arrived. And Luke goes and gets the door. And I just see Tyler, and they look like the twins from The Shining. And it's like, and it's just like our youth pastor and our chaperone just staying right side by side each other. And our youth pastor had this thing where he would do this grin. I mean, it's just like a smile, ear to ear, and he would do this sarcastic, voice to you. He walked in there going, Hey, bud, I heard that you got your thumb stuck. Hey, bud, are you okay? We came for assistance. I mean, or provide assistance or whatever. I was like, shut up. I was like, tell me to shut up. And so
That's too good.
And so he goes, well, I'm sorry to tell you, we don't have any Vaseline or lotion to try and get your thumb out of the phone case. And so he tries to work on it. And he finally looks at me, our youth pastor does, and he goes, how much money did you spend for this phone case? And I said, I spent like $7 on it. Without missing a beat, he just snapped it in half and just broke it off my thumb. Well, before he did, he took a picture of it.
Oh,
we get back, and they're showing a slideshow to our entire congregation on Sunday morning of what our kids did at church camp. And there's a picture of my thumb with a phone case on the big screens.
No context.
Zero context as to why that's up there. It's just there. I remember there was an old couple behind us, and I remember they're sitting there. They went, "What?" As they're sitting.
Oh goodness.
Same year, same camp. You locked us out because you just waltzed out of there and didn't get a key. He's still mad.
I want to move on from this story. I will literally get mad telling this story.
Okay,
It's okay.
We can move on.
It's okay.
You don't have to stay here in this dark place.
It's okay to feel, Jonathan.
I want to move on.
Same camp that dude broke his arm.
Yeah.
That
The
was
dude.
wild.
Dude, the first day we got there, he was jumping. He was doing what he was doing. There's this guy we went to camp with, and he was like, hey, Joey, you think I could jump between the parking little concrete blocks? And I was like, I guess. It's kind of dumb. And so he starts doing it that Monday we get there. Apparently, he was trying to get good at it, because come Wednesday, he had a third elbow.
He did.
He had fallen, and
He couldn't get up.
I think he found you guys, right?
Oh, yes.
And he was like, hey, I think I broke my arm. And you guys like, what? And then
He was like covering it up because he was holding his arm up.
Yeah, he had it cradled.
Yeah,
He was holding it.
Yeah.
he was cradling it.
he's
and-
clearly in pain.
And we're going to supper that night, and he's I'll say this for him. We would have never known that his arm was broken. He was handling it like a champ. Yeah. Well, like he's walking to us, he's cradling his arm and not crying or anything.
Like a man.
And
He was just kind of wincing.
Yeah, just kind of wincing, and so we knew something happened to his arm, but we didn't know exactly what happened. And Tyler just goes, "Oh, it's just some like wasping. It's fine." Just messing with him, and he just drops his arm, and his arm just just falls
swings
over.
the other way. Oh, it was terrible. I
Makes you
almost
wanna
threw up.
There you go.
And then our great counselors did not believe us when we told
Oh
them.
my! Ooh, that made me so mad. So we go to supper, and all the females are there, the female adult leaders, and we're like, our youth minister is headed to the hospital right now with homeboy that just broke his arm. And they're like, no, he's not. You're pulling our leg. I'm like, when have I ever lied? How can you even look at me like that?
For a bit. I mean, as a joke.
Exaggerative? Yes. Never lie.
Saying when have I ever lied is a bold claim, homie.
About anything like that.
God knows.
He does. Praise God.
From whom all blessings flow.
Where were we?
When truth broke in.
That was a very eventful camp.
It was a very eventful camp. That was a fun camp. That was, oh goodness, was that 2016 maybe?
Yeah.
So let me tell you about how I broke my arm. I did not realize I had such a high pain tolerance, but I did not actually know that I had broken my arm for like 2 weeks.
Okay. Can we insert this? They say that people that can tolerate more pain, specifically men, have higher testosterone. Anyways.
Based.
There you go,
I'll
Joey.
take it.
That's what I'm saying.
So we're at a retreat. This is actually one of my favorite retreats. I really enjoyed this one. Probably circa 2016, 2017. I'm in 8th grade. Not currently. I'm a junior in college. I'm in the story. I'm in 8th grade. But me and home dog, we'll call him Abel.
Oh, I like this.
They get it.
Oh, that's great.
I don't get that, but I'm listening.
That's
Though.
because you're dense.
His name is Abel. And
I think I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, we'll see. So Abel is on the swing set, and I'm like, yo, wouldn't it be crazy if we did a foot five right now? Which is like a high five, but with your feet. And he hits me with his foot while he's on the swing set. I'm on the ground. A perfect foot five. It couldn't have been better. Yet Abel says, no, Joey, let's do it again. This should have triggered something in my mind. Because what we had achieved was perfection. And you can't go higher than that. So what is he trying to do? He rears back, and with the force of 1,000 men, both feet hits my 1 foot. I go flying back about 6 feet, and I land on my wrist behind my back. And I get up because, honestly, somewhere in my mind, I was like, we're going to get in trouble, and we need to not be around here anymore. And so I'm like, man, my arm like really hurts, Abel. And we're walking back to the dorms because we just don't want to be around supervisors who would have gotten us in trouble for this. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you that hard. It's like, no, you're good. I think I just need to wash it off. And so I just run it under some hot water to kind of make it feel better. And
oh my gosh.
And we just don't tell anybody about this event. Later throughout the camp, you know, like
this was a weekend deal, right?
Yeah, this was a retreat. I think I called it camp. I'm sorry. And so later throughout the retreat, like I'm trying to like kind of adjust myself in my seat, but I use my arm and I'm like, oh, that hurts a lot. Let's just not do that and not tell anybody. I get back to school Monday and I'm like, man, I think I really sprained my wrist. Coach, I can't do push-ups in PE because I sprained my wrist over the weekend. And he's like, okay, just make a fist and do it instead. And I was like, yeah, that works.
Ow.
And so I did that and it hurt, but I was just like, well, it's not a problem. And then, like, I kind of complained about it to my parents, but I'm like, it's not a big deal, you know. It's just a funny thing that happened. And then, after 2 weeks, my parents are like, we're going to take you to the doctor. I'm like, but there's paintball on Monday. And they're like, look, if you have a broken wrist, do you really want to be at paintball?
Yes.
And I was like, that is a fair point. I go to the doctor, yeah, homie, you definitely, like, you did more than sprain your wrist. And so my advice is don't do a foot five with Abel at a church retreat.
He was probably like twice your size.
We had pretty similar builds at the time.
Interesting.
Because he had not hit a growth spurt yet. We were about the same height. That is the story of how I broke my wrist. Now you know.
I've never broken a bone. Praise God.
I've only broken each wrist. And fractured, not really broken.
Boy, got them weak wrists.
Yeah.
I've gotten a bruise on the good body part that took us.
Oh, the took us. I thought you said that took us.
No, the took us.
I was like, what?
So anyways, I bruised my tailbone. So it really...
Was that recent?
No, I was in middle school. I was in the 6th grade. And I just, I just fell, and I just fell wrong, I guess. And it was a pain to sit down in a classroom.
Dude, that was me
school.
my entire school existence.
It was the most miserable experience trying to go to school with a bruised tailbone.
Yeah, probably couldn't heal very well.
No.
Well, thank you for sitting down and listening to the Back in the Gap podcast.
Or driving around.
Ah, that's true. You could be driving while you're listening. While you listen, not while you're listening.
We're from the South.
But no, next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled content. We just wanted to take a little break, get some fun stories going on. That's it, and that's all. We'll see you next week.